This is Rich Hanlin with Mortgage Ballers, and today, as you can see, the legend is with me. We cornered him, held him down, and said, today we need your time. That is, you saw it, Mr. Evan Kaufman of WeVet. He's sporting the shirt. People say, what's WeVet? But we got WeVet, and we got WeVet Home Loans. Evan, I need to know, we talked about what a day in the life of Evan looks like, I think, when we did, because one thing, and we'll bring it into it, we should overlap. I know that you're doing a meetup once a week with two other loan originators, and tell us a little bit about that.
Get to meet with Chris and Matt, and they're both in two other cities and areas, and they have just a lot of wonderful experience. We all met at an event that we had, UWM for Expert, and those two gentlemen, man, they've just got over a decade each, even though we're all like the same age. They got a decade each of experience. Chris is in San Francisco, Matt in Denver, and we got to know each other. Really enjoy our personalities, all blend nicely, similar stages in life. And we realized let's all get together and start learning from one another.
You also do something a little different too. You wanted a quality processor LOA type person. And instead of brunting the full cost of that, you guys share that cost. Tell us a little bit how that idea came about.
Basically, our production started increasing, but realizing that some things we wanted to have a little bit better quality. And when you have that, in a sense, in-house, it allows for a little bit better quality. So being able to pool the resources to have one quality person versus either splitting it up. If I was individually doing it, might not be able to hire a person that we could get quite as well, just due to salary, pay, workload. But with the three of us, it made sense just to get a person that had a lot of good experience, and who we brought on, Heather, absolutely wonderful. It allowed us to do that.
All right. I can't remember if I asked you this question, but I'll ask it again because it's your interview. You're very consistent in your business. What does it look like for you? I mean, you just wake up and boom, what does your day look like?
The day looks like a bunch of kids bright and early and saying their light screen, because we have lights in their rooms when they wake up. So somewhere around 6 a.m., 6, 7 o'clock, I'm out making breakfast, and bam, all the kids are there. So my day, a little different than some I know will say start off with rituals, working out, etc. I focus in the mornings, spending time really with my family. It's a solid hour to hour and a half, because I know that's my one consistent time that I can have that. I make breakfast every morning for my kids and my wife, and that's been a wonderful time because sometimes we don't get the evenings necessarily. And that gives us that chance. So that is my morning. That's first and foremost. As I always like to say,
people should know what you do for a living in your local area. I get if you want to go nationwide, but definitely in your local area. Does your family and friends know what you do? At the basic level, do they know what they do? And if they don't use you, why not?
I like how you say that. You
should understand those things.
I like how you say that, but I am a little odd in that, no, a lot of my family doesn't fully understand it. And no, I don't actually do loans or won't do loans for a lot of family, because we stay hyper niche focused. And so that's why it's kind of that goes back to that. Any person that fits our niche, our target market, yes, we want that known for us.
You know VA way better than I do. I do VA. And I'll go get what I need when I have one. I know enough to be dangerous, but I know that you are an expert at it. We talked to Chris and we talked to Matt. I mean, that allows them to go do something that they're good at to bring to the table, because they know that they have such a strong VA presence as part of that group that you guys have put together, that accountability group. And I love that.
For sure.
You're part of my accountability group. If I really had to find out a VA question, yeah, I know somebody I can call. Give me a second. I'll see if I can get a hold of Evan Kaufman. He is the VA ninja. No, I'm kidding.
That's an overpromise. I mean, hey, not like I said, not everything. And there's folks in doing this for decades that, I mean, are fantastic and can do it, I would argue, much better in many ways. But going along those lines, as you mentioned, been really at mortgage now for last year was the first full year. So now I'm coming right up on the 2-year mark, because it was July, August of the year before, whatever. So last year was the first full 12 months. I think through December was like 16 or 17 or whatever months.
You can't go down for extended periods of time. Your business, your family, your kids count on you taking care of this business. And the fact that
sure.
you're prioritizing your kids in the morning, I love it. I meant to ask you, what's the go-to for breakfast?
Oh, there's really, I say 4 things. I was going to say 3, but I've expanded slightly. Oatmeal is typically Monday, oatmeal and raisins. My daughter, though, she's convinced she doesn't like oatmeal anymore. I'm like, how can you be convinced of that? But that's a common one for us. And then eggs, which now we're up to a dozen eggs each morning because the boys are,
Wow.
I mean, you said all 4 small kids. It's 4, 3, 2, 0, or 4, 3, 1, 0, right? So young.
0.
2 of those boys, they're growing though. So now we're at a dozen eggs a morning. So eggs and some sausage.
Evan's being modest, people. What he's raising is future athletes, because Evan actually went to the United States Air Force Academy, graduate, and he actually played football for the Air Force Academy.
I survived 4 years. That's about it.
He used to have a lot more weight on him. He's thinned out and he's got the business attire. But hey, when did you put WeVet, the realtor side, together?
Yeah.
Tell me how that came about.
Yeah, WeVet Realty started back in 2000. That's now 2000. I want to say 18, right? Coming from the 6-year mark for that. I mean, the basics of it was, commission, went in the Air Force, and had a good time while I was in. Loved being in, but while I was in, started acquiring real estate. We've ended up with a bunch of rentals, a lot of 4 units, 30 some of those. Let's say 30 some 4 units, 30 apartments or so.
That was something, an added bonus of expert home lending that I would not have been able to do. And so that opened my mind up to that. And Jordan's very heavy in the VA side of it. And Justin's learning it. Justin is Jordan's brother, both of my sons, if anybody wonders who they are. But that's how I came to know Harry as well as Evan. We got a few graduates from the Air Force Academy that hang out here.
Yeah. All similar time. They were ironically guests of a past business I had too, and then past clients that we've at too, which is just kind of ironic how it all blends together. And then Harry saying, "Have you ever thought about doing that for this?" I was like, "Well, yeah, just it's how to build and go through it, and then open the doors up. Here we go." And you talk about the pricing difference for like veterans, and when I say veterans, I heavily talk about active duty guys. So that's most of our business. Sure. But what made me do that swap so quickly, and it really was like a year ago, Rich, we had our first conversation. I remember having the conversation. Harry asked me if I wanted to do it for like our local brokerage that we had built here. And I'm like, no, but we've always wanted to apply it to our military business. And I think it was within, I was signed up for the SAFE courses and everything within 24 hours.
Just take the time to ask. You might pick up 3 to 4 deals over the course of a year.
For sure.
By just asking that, because a borrower comes in, we're great order takers now. Oh, I just want a 5% down conventional loan. I will do that exact loans for you, Mr. Customer. By the way, did you double check, is that the best loan for the customer? Did you ask a couple extra questions? All right. And that's something that I see happen all the time.
It is. I think one of the things, though, that hit on it in this discussion is I think a lot of loan officers and real estate agents and just general public sometimes assumes that the VA loan is actually not the best loan product. And I'll be the first, though, to agree in certain scenarios. A lot of guys who focus on VA or the companies that just do VA loans, they'll say it's the best all day. They'll say no matter what. I'm in the camp of, hey, if you're eligible for a VA loan, it's about 95% of the time it's going to be best. Maybe 85, 90, depending on where you're at in life. But the reality is a lot of folks assume it's bad for a couple major reasons.
You are a heavyweight in the industry, and I like it that your top competitors try and act like they don't know who you are, but they're going to have to start taking notice because you just keep snatching that market share from them, and I love it. But thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations on a great 2023. I wish you nothing but a prosperous 2024. No matter what the market is, I already know the outcome because you just will not allow yourself to fail. And I think that's just incredible. What an attribute to you, what phenomenal traits that you've developed. So congratulations, Evan, and all your success.
Rich, thank you. I say more than the same back to you. Thank you so much for the opportunities. It's something else. So what you give folks is very unique and just something you don't find every day. Thank you for that.
All right, sir. You take care and thank you.